These are the most unique ARBS creations ever made. Today we travel through time and find the most amazing creatures, and I show you my favorite ever. I found one of the largest and strangest creations that I've ever found, and it does something really awesome. Everybody knows that the T-Rex is one of the most terrifying and awesome dinosaurs of all time. But this game lets you ask the question, what would this look like if you increased the terror level by 10,000? Maybe your first thought is the Indominus Rex, or maybe some other gigantic abomination that looks like a T-Rex, but I have something even more terrifying for you to think about. Imagine, if you will, a centipede, and then imagine that centipede has a baby with a T-Rex. Well, you'll get the Centosaurus Rex. I don't actually know if that's the name of it, but it sounds awesome. Look at this crazy monstrosity. What? I don't know what's going on here, but it's a Centipede T-Rex, and that, just the thought of it, oh, and it's got a laser. Just the thought of that is absolutely terrifying, but I think we can make this potentially even more terrifying. There we go, that's more terrifying. That's kind of what I imagine when I think of a Centipede T-Rex. It's an actual centipede that moves, but then it has massive, giant, triple-headed hydras. It doesn't shoot lasers, but it has all kinds of teeth and spiky things all over its body. That seems more appropriate. It's destructive. Hold up, wait, it's very important. You need to know this. There are 200 hippos here. 200 hippos. These are the most hippos I've ever used in any video, and it's very important for you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your favorite animal or dinosaur, because if you do, you could potentially save these hippos from extinction. These are the last 200 hippos remaining on Earth, and you see, they are going against their toughest opponent ever. It's called the deathworm, and it's not so much a deathworm as it is just a big creation that's going to destroy everything. I don't usually show insane things like this that have like overpowered weaponry, literally weapons lining their whole body like this, but I thought, you know what, for the intro part of the video and to destroy a whole bunch of hippos, this is appropriate. And look, I'm serious, there's 200 hippos. Let's see what happens, shall we? One, is my game gonna crash? Oh, wait, look, half the lasers aren't even going off. Just the ones in the front. I don't ever really understand these types of creations, but they're definitely good at destroying hippos. Yep, there you go. There's a graveyard. I don't know what happened here. This hippo got hit so hard it's breaking the laws of physics and time altogether. Usually I wait to the very end of the video to showcase gigantic beasts, but this thing is called the fire dragon. And as you can see, it's one of those big giant kaijus. I actually don't think it's made by Uniride or one of the guys. I think it's made by somebody else. But what interests me in checking this thing out is this big gigantic mouth. And this week I'm going to be showcasing some really huge mouths, because I found some really big ones that I thought looked pretty interesting, and this is the first one. Its mouth is a little messed up in here though. Look at this is what happens though. Something grows too large, it starts deforming and getting all weird. At first, when you look at this little blob thing, you might be like, what the heck is this thing? This is called the Green Godzilla. Not Godzilla, Godzilla. I found some Godzillas that looked pretty interesting that I wanted to check out, and this is one of them. It's kind of a weird hybrid looking type of thing with bone growth going all over it, and its face is in there somewhere. Oh, you know what? There it is. I thought maybe his face is busted or something for a second, derped out. We'll see if he actually can eat stuff or whatnot. I hate when they spin around like this. So sometimes you get, whoa, that was kind of crazy. Sometimes you get with these big creations, nothing really happening with the mouth or the upper body or the tail or anything even, and it just turns out that they just stomp on the smaller stuff. So it's probably best for me to pit this thing against another Godzilla to see just how strong it actually is. Look at its face. This is what happened originally when I got it. It was derping out. Chill out for a second. This is kind of interesting. This guy right here's got a laser. This one doesn't. This thing looks awesome. Oh, I like how they used the limbs for that. That's sweet. Okay, this thing doesn't have a laser, but it's extremely powerful. So the question will be, who will win this battle? Oh, his mouth is derping out again. So it's got those spikes all over his body, but this thing also has spikes and is biting, and it's got like really long arms that are attacking. And so it'll be interesting to see who wins this battle because they both have a lot of HP. The laser I don't think does as much damage as some of the other ones do, and this thing can do some good damage, so it'll be a good battle. So it turns out the laser actually does do some good damage. This thing has a ton of HP actually, and so it's a relatively close battle right now, and this Godzilla might win this battle maybe. Oh, it's actually I think it's no contest here. I think the Godzilla is gonna win. This thing's taken a ton of damage. Godzilla has taken some damage, but you can, oh, he's pushed him over. You can see the power of the Godzilla. It's just funny to say because it actually only has 1.2 million starter HP, and this thing has E plus 0.7. So Godzilla I think is the stronger of the two, and that's the power of the laser. Here's 200 dudes, and we've seen all kinds of different creations through the course of playing this game, but what's happening here? This next creation is something that's like, I don't know, it's straight out of like the Matrix or some kind of, I don't even know how to describe this thing. It's like a centipede worm thing, but it eats stuff, and it's pretty amazing. It's like a drill. It's called the Driller, and you can see it's got this huge long body that actually moves like a centipede, and then you've got these crazy drilling arm things here. But then what makes it even more insane, and the main feature of it, is its face. Look at this. What does this remind you of? I have something distinctly in my mind that this reminds me, even its movement, it reminds me of something, and I have no idea what it's from. The thing is, this is a transformer, I think. This is supposed to be a transformer, but the thing is, that's not what I'm thinking of. Something else is in my mind. Anyway, inside here are a whole bunch of things, and it's like harpoons and stuff, and it sucks it in, I think. And then it's got these little spiky things, so it's gonna eat these guys, which is amazing. So let's see what it does and find out like how good it is. There's moving. Look at it. Look. Oh, whoa! Those arms like went up all together. It can move and slink around. It sucked a guy in, I think. Is it gonna eat another dude? Oh, it is just causing. I might have put too many guys down. I have 200 dudes down here. I should probably get less dudes. Far less dudes. You know what? Let me show you this right when it starts. Look at how it moves when it starts up. It's just wild. So this thing, oh, it's working way better now. Oh, it's so terrifying. Could you imagine, like, if this was a machine that actually existed? Oh, it's like War of the Worlds picking people up. Just extracting their juices. Ah! And then these things spin around. Oh, this thing is a nightmare. Now can you see why I said this thing is unlike other things that we've played with before? It's like, look at the arm things. It's like a centipede, but it does so much. It's got like a Stranger Things type of feel to it, doesn't it? Oh, check this out. I put it up on top of a block. And okay, watch how it moves when it starts up. it like goes back and forth side to side. I mean, I have something in my mind, and maybe the center eye thing reminds me of that thing from Thor, whatever the destroyer thing is or whatever. I don't know for sure, but if anybody can like help me kind of figure out what I'm thinking of, that'd be great. This thing's awesome. I really like this creation. If you're tired of plain old ordinary things, well, then you won't want to miss this. Would you like to see what happens when you take a hippo and then mutate it 1,000 times over? Well, you get something like this. Look at this crazy creature. It has, once again, there's no room back in this area, just spikes. And then he has the world's tiniest face. This mutated hippo here has a very unique ability. You see, as though he walks normally towards his opponents, but then when they get closer, he turns the backside, and then they get spiked from his butt. As the hippos try to gnaw at the hindquarters of the creation, I don't even know what we're gonna call this thing, they occasionally will get spiked with a big gigantic spike right through the back of their heads. In the animal kingdom, things can get extremely weird. Whether you're a big gigantic blob of blubbery butter, or a creation with little tentacled things on his face that freaks out if he pokes something in the eyeball, the animal kingdom can be quite crazy. Now, before we get any further into today's video, these guys right here say subscribe to the channel, because only like 12% of you guys are subscribed, and if you do, then you get to watch things like this. Bunch of dudes meet insane mutated Killy Willy. This isn't your ordinary Killy Willy from your mother. This is a big gigantic beast. Pretty sure your mother doesn't know who Killy Willy is, but as you can see, these guys sure know now. That guy that's falling away says, if you're also interested in investing in the future of the channel, consider becoming a member. As you can see, a normal ordinary army is no match for this big gigantic Killy Willy. But what if we expand the army? Here we go, a big gigantic army with our good friend over here. Will Achilles be able to do anything? Probably not. I have to assume this big giant army will be no match for Killy Willy, as well as whatever's going on in this area down here. Got a little alien creature popping out of Killy Willy's belly. He's got little spiky spikes and little harpoons that are bringing him into the little tentacle babies. Achilles is just now getting into the battle. He's got his golden shield, but it's not really doing anything. This is like an amusement park ride of death and destruction. Well, Achilles was no help. He dead. Killy, he dead. How much health is he? He's barely touched. As I said, there's a lot of snakes these days, and this is another one of them. Look at this epic creation. The real question is, can this army of huge giants here, or clone army, defeat this big gigantic snake? The chances are probably slim, but then again, the power that lies in the fists of these big gigantic hunters is quite powerful. Let's just watch this there in action. There they go. Little Speedo wearing dudes. Oh, what's happening? Oh, it has laser beams. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It doesn't even really, it doesn't drive around. I deleted those things. What happens now? Does it actually move? It doesn't move. It's too fat and big. Okay. Well, this creation turned out to be a little bit different than I thought it was gonna be. It definitely has a cool basilisk looking face to it, but you're kind of lame. You don't do much. Oh, now you decide to do something. It's starting to derp out for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just started occurring like that. What happens if we bump it? Let's try to bump it. Bonk. Nothing. Since that thing didn't do anything, maybe we'll find out if this thing can do something. The Pug-a-pillar. I don't know what the heck this thing is, but it's got little legs, and then it's got little spiky spikes and a little cart. It seems like it's gonna do something, but I really have no idea what's about to happen. Go, men, go! Okay, it's kind of moving. It is moving. It's dragging along its little cube body over here. So it's just got, oh, it died. It's dead already. That guy just got hit on the head. Feed on the coward coals, Pug-a-pillar. You can feed on them. So I just want to see it like drag its body around. Oh, he just pincered him. He's not really always running. He's getting stuck on the umbrella. He's having hard times because of the umbrella. There we go. He's free. You know what the Pug-a-pillar needs? Pug-a-pillar needs some jet boosters. Pug-a-pillar's been equipped with some jet boosters. He's pushing his body out of the way. Now he's doing how. This is what it should have been the whole time. Look at, he just kind of ropes in the whole group of them with this weird tail. And he squirts around and spikes them as he drives by. Pug-a-pillar. Oh, look, he trapped him in. Pug-a-pillar seems like it's not that dangerous of a unit when you first look at it. Don't let the colors fool you. If the Pug-a-pillar didn't do it for you, maybe this thing will. It's called the Epic Kaiju. Check this thing out. Lots of stuff going on here. Multiple tails, spiky spikes, big old arms, glowy things all over, a sweet looking face. But the question is, what does he do? He's got missiles? Okay, not too sure why Kaiju would have missiles, but he's got flamethrowers, and I'm pretty sure, oh, look at his tail's flinging about. So wait, we need to get rid of those missiles. Question is, I don't know where they are. We gotta see if we can find out where they come out of his mouth. Are they in his mouth right now? Wait a minute. Where are those missiles coming from? Oh, they're on his jaw. I see them. It's like I was performing surgery. Oh, there's more somewhere. Man. Oh, he's got explosives in his wrist too. Well, he's even got even more missiles. They're hidden somewhere. Oh, I just want to see him spike some stuff and then try to eat them. Yeah, look, he looks awesome. That is a cool looking kaiju. Boom, goodbye, giraffe. Speaking of big, gigantic, epic things, this thing's called Tornablas, I think is how you pronounce it. It is a big, gigantic kaiju beast with the power of wind. As you can see, it's white and it's got stuff all over it. And then it's got little spinny things down here which have lasers in it. And then this big, huge, wide, epic mouth. And I'm pretty sure that most things aren't even going to get close to it, nor does he even need those other lasers at all. It's the super powerful beast beyond, what these stinking dinosaurs are able to do. Here's an idea. What about a whole army of Killy Willies? Will they be able to do anything to this thing? I'm thinking probably not. Oh no! They just got obliterated. What? What the heck is happening? I have no idea what just occurred. Well, there's always something new you find in every single video. You think you've seen it all, and then crazy things like that happen. He's eating that Killy Willy. Oh, this is crazy awesome. I don't even know what's happening, but I'm enjoying it. That was beyond cool. What am I, Bane or Morgan Freeman? What the heck? Yeah, so I don't really know what just occurred, but it was awesome. We've seen many different types of creations. We've seen extremely unique things that not many people have created. We've seen things that defy the laws of physics. And we've seen many epic creations made by the community. One person in particular makes amazing things that are gigantic. You know him as Unirite. Well, Unirite has made a new special creature that I have not seen very many of, nor types like this. And you're gonna see first and foremost what this thing is capable of. This is called the Sky Strider. And as you can see, it looks completely different than most things you might have seen in the past. It has these big, gigantic tentacle things hanging off of its body, and I think it's supported by a wheelbase, but it's not connected. It's just there. And then it's got this big, crazy, epic mouth, and it, it's supposed to be like hanging in the sky. So let's see what this thing does. Clearly has a laser. Wow, and then it's got these huge split mandible jaw things. Just absolutely gigantic mouth. Big old laser, stuff all over. I'm not entirely sure if the tentacles do anything or if it's all in the mouth. But this thing is freaking cool. Look at the way its mouth moves. Both of the top and bottom jaws are split. And it just kind of... Oh, it's going off the edge. It kind of reminds me of like a tentacle type of creature. But watch as it opens. We'll slow it down and you can see it. Look at it. See them, they both work independently. He has got like a base mouth, and then this big, gigantic, I don't know what you want to call them, like claw jaw things going on. It's a really cool, unique creation. I know I say that a lot, but this is definitely different than what we've seen so far. We have seen several sky creations, but this is definitely different compared to those ones. He's got a real problem with the edge, though. I think his weight is a little too much, and so he falls off the edge. I've been saying this, and I'll say it again. The devs need to put in a map that's like 10 times as big as this. The Crabitron. Look at this amazing creation. I was gonna save this, but I thought I would just show it now. Whoa, whoa. I just want to see if he's able to defeat this thing. Because, you know, Achilles, imagine we're in like a coliseum, and we're fighting off against some of the, you know, some epic, I don't know, monsters or something. This battle has been raging for a long time, and it is a very close battle. Let me show you the HP. Look at this. They're matched. They're almost evenly matched. This big giant crab versus this Achilles, man. Come on. He's gonna destroy this crab. I just know it. Every time he drops his shield and sword, I think he dies. But he just drops it so he can get his big giant fist in the action. Achilles has the beast pinned behind the trees. There is a chance he might win. It's so close, though. I'm just so shocked at how close this is. No! It turns out the crab was way stronger. He just never actually hit Achilles. He finally hit him with his spike claw thing, and he died in one hit. All of his HP just vanished. Here is an epic military camp. Look at this thing. It is completely fortified. It's covered from head to toe with epic military stuff. And there's this big giant tent in the middle. There's lots and lots of soldiers in here. Some around the fire having a good time. People over here doing their target practice. Pretty creative, little target practice. That's cool. That's cool, man. Some of the units don't seem some of the units don't seem appropriately sized for this. They're just like, either they're all giants, and they're gonna actually face off against something. This military camp is ready for battle. And so what I thought we'd do is we'd actually pit it against another army. It's led by Achilles himself. The only problem is I have no idea how they're gonna actually get in here. I don't know if this gate actually opens or not. Well, I guess let's just find out what happens. We've got a lot of spear thrower dudes. Maybe Achilles will break down the walls. I mean, it could happen. Could definitely happen. It doesn't look like it's going to, though. I don't know. Oh, they can push it over. Oh, yeah. I forgot that there's dynamic objects. I was thinking everything's static. Can't break through, but no, you totally can. But so far, they're kind of forming a phalanx there. They broke in. Achilles is throwing his shield. I think he's actually destroying half of his own units. So I don't know how that's gonna go. And the guys that are flinging the little spear things, I think, are throwing them at each other. I don't know. This is not going as well as I thought it was going to. All I can hear in my ear is like I don't know, somebody sewing something, a bunch of material together, and it's super loud. Here we have a Viking village. Look at it. It's nothing quite like the other ones. This is the first one I downloaded. It's pretty cool though in its own way, but I don't think Vikings can deal with this next creation. Someone has made something really amazing via the car mount. It's a Humvee. Look at how good this thing looks. I'm so impressed. It's amazingly well done. This to me is artwork, because I couldn't make anything like this even if I tried. Let's watch what would happen if modern military technology existed in the age of the Vikings. Oh, the Humvee's just wrecking everything. It's about exactly how I thought it would go. Yeah. So look out for Humvees, Vikings, because they're coming for you. You can't pirate and raid your way across the countries anymore, because now we have Humvees. Now, when you think of a car or a vehicle, you might think of something like a Humvee Or perhaps you might think of something like this. A Lamborghini. Look at this little Lamborghini. It's pretty cool. This is actually one of the first cars that I saw yesterday. And it's pretty awesome. But this is not what I was thinking about. I was waiting for somebody to make something like this next creation. I knew that someone would make something like this. Someone would see the potential to make some kind of massive object, and somebody did. And here it is. Behold, this gigantic monstrosity. You want to talk about epic vehicle? This is it. Guys, here we go. I have a challenge for you. If you've made it this far in the video, we need battle bots. Someone make battle bots. And this is what I thought about yesterday. I thought someone's gonna make some battle bots and it's gonna be epic. I did not imagine this would happen. And so if we make some battle bots, here's what we get to do. We get to have a battle bot competition. How epic would that be? And here's the first taste of what a battle bot Now, I should say, if we make a battle bot competition, I don't believe it should have lasers or missiles or stuff, because all the BattleBot stuff is no projectiles. All the BattleBot stuff is melee based, and so that provides you with some pretty epic things. Yo, I just want to see him spike that thing. Yeah. Oh, he just picks it up and throws it. I mean, the missile. I'm not saying anything. Wow, there we go. I'm not saying anything against the missiles. I'm not against the missiles or the lasers. Okay, I know that some people think I don't like them. That's not it at all. I'm just saying, if we have a BattleBot competition, we need to have some melee stuff going on. Now let's see what would happen if we pit this thing against some normal stuff like this guy right here. Now, also, I should say this: somebody brought up a really good point in their creation. They said this looks an awful lot like the Indominus Rex, and so I'd like to see somebody make an epic Indominus Rex. They just spiked them tonight. This is the Venus flytrap, but it doesn't meet my expectations. There are so many different types of Venus flytraps that people are making, but none of them quite like what I want to make. And today I'm gonna make the most amazing one this game's ever seen: a giant, multi-headed Venus flytrap of doom. But before I do that, we must witness the power of even the basic Venus flytrap and what it's capable of doing. As you can see, it opens its mouth and devours its prey, slowly boiling them alive in its stomach acid. And while this one might be able to do a whole lot, there are many other ones that are just as amazing, if not more so. This is like a baby Venus flytrap. You guys, it only gets more intense from here. We have something called the King flytrap, which is ginormous. Can we technically classify this as a Venus flytrap? I don't know. It's called Chomper, and it clearly is a little bit different, has more of an animal head going on rather than the other Venus flytrap look, but I thought I'd include it because it pretty much works the exact same way. Although this one has got spikes all over it and can catch its prey in the spikes. What's better than one head? 3 heads, and this is on a whole other level. We need to test and see what can be eaten by this thing. So I've got a whole assortment of animals here for my Venus flytrap to choose from. We'll see if they're able to actually devour some of these things. Now, I think so. Like this big gigantic one right there is just utterly wrecking these things. This one is super cool because of the multi-head, but guess what? Like I said, it only goes up from here because there's even more insane ones than this thing. Oh, it's got the hippo. It's got the hippo in its mouth. It doesn't quite eat him though. This is why I must make giant Venus flytraps, because it needs to be able to devour even the largest of the dinosaurs. Hippo's like, forget it, I'm out of here. What? Nope. Is he turning back? I think he's almost dead. Whenever they're almost dead, they run away. It's too bad we can't pit Venus flytraps against Venus flytraps, or can we? Oh yeah, these 3 versus the 3-headed Venus flytrap. Who's gonna win this one? This is pretty interesting. Oh, they're snapping at him. I don't know who's gonna win though. This is actually kind of interesting. I have no idea what's about to happen. Wait, can they actually do anything to each other? I don't know if they can, because aren't there... Oh, they're doing damage. The base is down there. Oh, hey, yeah, okay, it's taking damage for sure. But this looks like this battle could go on forever. But could you imagine Venus flytraps literally fighting each other in real life? That'd be crazy. You know what's better than 3 heads? 7 heads. A 7-headed Venus flytrap. Will it be able to destroy these guys before they chop it down? The heads in the back don't really work because they're out of reach, although they're definitely trying. They are definitely capable of eating these guys. And this guy right here is like, no, please spare me. I made a mistake. I promise never to chop at a Venus flytrap again. Look at this guy. Oh, there it was. He lasted a while, and then he got big, gigantic Venus fly spikes right in his back. Venus flytraps are known for eating lots of bugs, and not only bugs, they can eat frogs and pretty much anything that gets in their mouth, like a snail. Even though that's pretty funny to watch a slug try to slither its way through a Venus flytrap. But this one right here is the baby version of the next one. This is a giant fly trap, and you might think this is the baby version? How big's the next one? Well, this is what I'm saying. They only go up from here, and while the next one's gigantic, it's still not big enough for my liking, and so we need to break its record and make something even more insane. This thing though is pretty awesome. It's not quite eating things though. It's not opening its mouth. Open your gullet and swallow these bugs. It has little tiny heads on the sides, which was just kind of cool. But honestly, if you're gonna make other heads, make other heads, make other arms and stuff. It's a pretty simple design, and I'm super excited to make mine. But first, we must look at what's called the King fly trap. As you can see, it has devoured many a men trying to get to the gold. This is the King flytrap. Look at the size difference. It's so big. It's amazing looking. I really like this thing. And once I saw this, I thought, I need to make an even bigger version than this thing, and we're gonna do it. It will happen. It's freaking amazing though, and I like how big its mouth is. It's definitely able to eat more, which is exactly what I want. I want it to devour whole brachiosauruses or massive amounts of animals all at one time. Still, it suffers from the head problem, where it only has one head really to work. This one's doing some work too, but there needs to be more. I actually really like the look of this one, and so I think I want to try to make it look very similar to this. And I think this, yeah, it's just got feathers on there, and then it's on those spiky things. But I gotta figure out how to make this thing bigger. Start with our base. I'm gonna up the attack multiplier to 10, and this is where the fun begins. Oh, let's see the size. Oh yeah, that's way better, but it's still not big enough. So the real question is, how can I make this even larger? Because here, let me get a man in comparison. Here is a man. That's pretty big, but it needs to be bigger. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can't really make it any bigger, but we can definitely make it more epic. So that's what I'm gonna go for right there. Oh yeah, it's coming along nicely. Oh, we got the base built. Oh, I think it's coming along really nice. Yeah, and I'll definitely be putting this on the Steam Workshop, so you can look forward to seeing it on there. Well, it's all covered. Everything is ready, but I'm not content yet. It almost needs more heads. It almost needs to be even more intense than this. Meet the ultimate fly trap. It has 8 heads, 3 giant ones, 2 middle-sized ones underneath. Actually, I think this one's pretty much... Nah, this one's similar size as this one over here, and then there's a small one down front. This one is coming off of this one, and so it should all reach. This should be an absolute annihilation. Now, the question is, do they all work? I think they all work. Some of them, that That's exactly what I was hoping for. Oh my goodness. It's absolute mayhem. It's even better than I thought it was gonna be. This is so crazy. You guys, this is so much better than I even imagined it was going to be. Some of the heads work, some of them don't work. I need to put stuff all around it just to kind of watch what happens when we do that. Here we go. We're about to witness the insanity of this thing. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. You guys, this is so great. All the heads are moving. All the heads are doing their own thing. I even have plants down here and rocks and stuff. Look at my detail, guys. I went all out for you. I wanted to make sure you guys had a good show and a good creation. And I think I've achieved my purpose. Look at how many guys it just grabbed. This is so much better than I even imagined. I love. You know what? I've been really enjoying making things. I need to make more stuff. But now the true test, you guys. I said I wanted it to be able to eat dinosaurs. So let's see what. Oh, they're so big. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's not gonna be able to. I thought I could get the thing bigger. Like I thought I could get that arm way bigger, and it turns out you can't. You can't. But they're still gonna eat them. They're gonna definitely die. That's for sure. Open your mouth and eat that Spinosaurus. He's got the Brachiosaurus in his mouth, so that's a good thing. But it's not. These should be destroying these things a lot quicker than what they are. I thought I made this thing pretty powerful, but apparently I didn't. There's definitely one thing sure about this. There is nothing other than like a laser or weapon, some kind of projectile that's gonna allow you to destroy this thing, because it is very well guarded. The box, the base is very well protected. Well, you guys, I think that's it for today's video. I feel extremely successful after making this, because normally, you know, I don't make too many things that are amazing in this game, but I feel pretty good about how this thing turned out. Oh, wait until you see this thing. This might be one of the best creations yet. Usually in my videos, I like to feature something funny right away, but today we're doing something a little different. Today's video features pretty much nothing but epic things. And today we start with this thing that looks like basically a Titan from Attack on Titan if there was a water version. It's a new Leviathan that has emerged from the depths. It's called the Bone Leviathan, and it looks awesome. Let us watch as it destroys these hill giants. Now I have to imagine I was gonna say I have to imagine there's gonna be a lot of poking going on, but then for some reason I totally forgot that it has a big giant mouth that's gonna try to eat people with. I can't tell if it's got this. Got him in his mouth though, it's just spiked on. He's just flying away with that guy. Oh, there it goes. It's got like all of its spikes just latched onto these things. I would like to see it fly up in the air with all three of them attached. Come on, man, lift him up. You can do it. Get him up there. Nope. He got them all, but he didn't fly away with them. And oh, he actually had some damage taken off. Ancient hipster man, today you meet a foe the likes of which you probably have never fought. He is a legend, a fierce fighter, a bounty hunter. His name, Boba Fett. Anybody watching Boba Fett right now yearn for the Mandalorian even more? This is actually a pretty good representation of Boba Fett. Look at his backpack over here and his little thing up there. I mean, this is pretty good. I'm just now realizing I don't actually think he... Oh, never mind. He does have a gun. It just popped out of nowhere and he's flying through the air, flipping his missiles. That was way cooler than I thought it was going to be. Because at first I looked at him and I realized, oh, he doesn't have any like weapons or anything, but then I didn't see the MG that was hiding in there, and I definitely didn't expect him to do what he did. Let's watch that again, but this time we're gonna watch from afar. So he just like launches his missile. For some reason he does like a flip through the air. I don't know why, but it's so sweet. And then he just hovers around like Boba Fett do. But seriously though, is anybody watching Boba Fett just wishing that there were like 8 seasons of The Mandalorian? Let me introduce you, massive army, to a gigantic unit so large that it almost doesn't fit on the largest map there is. This thing is called Battleship Hbert. Oh my goodness. Look at this insane creation. It's got these epic massive wings. It's got epic command tower looking thing. Huge gigantic guns mounted pretty much everywhere. Whatever this thing is, look at the sheer size comparison. There's no army in the planet that can actually deal with this thing. No way. This is otherworldly epic. Wow. Look at the size of this monster. You know what this thing reminds me of? Harlock, the Arcadia. Has somebody made the Arcadia? Because if not, they need to make that thing. When I saw this next creation, I nearly lost my mind. This thing has this epic, awesome head up here. But it's not really a head. It's a stinger. Look at this insane biomechanical scorpion thing. I think it's made by the same guy who made that other biomech thing that we played with the last time. Either way, this thing is nightmarish, and there's no earthly way this thing could lose. It's kind of unfortunate though. I might need to choose some different units for it to face. Why might you ask? Do I need to do that so we can watch its tail head thing actually bite things? Will it actually attack? Or is it just like a static object? Oh no, is it static? It looks like it might be a static object. No, I don't know actually. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, no, it still spikes like the scorpion tail does, but it has a mouth associated with it. Wow, this thing is derping out like crazy. The Brontos are pushing it off the edge. No, it's like flying through the air. It bit onto its head. It does have hover boosters, so there's not really any way for it to fly off, I guess. But, and also this thing right here in the middle, that thing spins. Oh, it's got its head right in this little tail mouth thing. Oh, I think that's GG. It won. Flying scorpions. Let's pray that never happens. When I saw this next thing, I thought, man, that thing looks epic and it's gonna be huge. But then you realize that its name, Antlion, is true to its form. Even though it's tiny, it sure does look epic. It's actually like a new form of bug. It kind of looks like a face hugger. Alright, Bold Billy, let's see how bold you are. I'm gonna assume that this thing's gonna win. There's lots of spikes all over it. Yep, so far so good. Spiking everything. Bold Billy's trying to push it, but man, that thing's got its little spiky spikes just sunk into everything. Actually, I don't quite know how it's staying upright because at one point all of the legs were like stuck into them, and so it was somehow I don't know, levitating. Needless to say, little tiny epic bugs, actually human-sized bugs, would be terrifying and are terrifying. Here is an epic giant army of T-Rexes, Mosasaurs, and squids, because why not? They're fighting against a gigantic, massive beast named Cadri. He is in the realm of massive kaijus, with 6 gigantic, spiky arms of doom. He is a massive, massive beast, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm glad I got there are lasers. I'm glad I got Mosasaurs just so they would fly up. Eat those things! Oh, he just lasered all of them. Oh, he's got little zappy lasers somewhere. Well, needless to say, that's about what I expected to happen, but I thought that they would at least get close to his mouth so that he could eat them. Where are those lasers? Oh, there they are. I'm gonna take those off. Now we'll see what happens. I didn't think that removing little zappy lasers would be such a difficult task, but it turns out when there's little micro movements, I'm not a surgeon, okay? I would have problems operating on people, okay? But I should not be operating on anybody. That thought should never... Look at that. Goodbye, whatever you are. T-Rex, I think. Things just flying away. Let's put him against another Titan. How about Oro Dente? I don't know who's going to win this battle because his face is in the ground all the time, but he's like my favorite one, so we'll see what happens. I think he might win. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got missiles and everything. He doesn't have the support as the other ones have. Look at the sheer size difference, though, of them. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. Did you see the sheer size difference between Cadri or whatever it's called and this guy? I mean, it's a massive difference. Today you witness probably the best epically large creation that I have seen. I think it might be the first of its kind in terms of what it is and what happened to it. This gigantic beast is called the Carrier. And you might ask, well, why is it called the Carrier? Well, you'll notice that it's made of metal. Large giant metal plates that used to be an aircraft carrier. Look at how epic this thing is. It is so creative. It's like a morph, I don't know what you, transformer-esque looking thing, but it actually has weapons and stuff still from its original aircraft carrier form. But look at the sheer size of this thing, and then I love the design of the head. It's so, like, you know, straight, and I don't know, it's just epic. And today we watch, oh, it's got lasers, oh, and it's trying to eat him. I like it, and it's got a big mouth. Isn't this thing? Isn't this an actual, like, MonsterVerse creature? The one thing that I'm really liking, people are figuring out how to make these gigantic creatures move really well with these, like, secondary arms, which I wish we could put, like, I wish they made all kinds of different versions of arms so we can have really cool stuff. But anyway, it moves really well and it looks so incredibly cool. Let's just, I think it's called the Saratoga. Let's just say that the Saratoga aircraft carrier in the MonsterVerse, King Kong and Godzilla actually transformed and morphed into this big gigantic thing. But how powerful is it, and can it withstand some of the other MonsterVerse giant kaiju creations? Let us first have it fight the colossal anthropod and see if it's able to defeat this thing. I hope that it does. I don't know for sure, but we'll find out. So far, the anthropod has only shot a couple laser shots at it while it's getting pelted by gigantic laser beams and MGs and all kinds of other epic things. Talk about an epic scene right here. Who's gonna win this battle? I have no idea. I don't know how this is gonna... What is happening with its head? Its, like, neck is looping backwards or something. Come on! Somebody win this battle already. Oh, it's starting to lag as if something's gonna happen. There it goes. Oh, the colossal anthropod goes down. Someone has created one of the most epic creations that you're ever gonna see, and it will revolutionize your idea of epicness. Someone has created an absolutely amazing creation, and if it's not the first of its kind, it's definitely probably the best version of something like this that's ever been made. But before we do that, we're about to watch some hippos get destroyed by Captain America. Dun, 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 dun. I told you, somebody made a Captain America. And then not only that, but someone made another version of this creation, well, using this character, and it is beyond, I mean, it's nightmare level. I can't even begin to describe to you how awesome. Dude, did you see that? The armor pieces on its arm got bigger. That's kind of surprising. His shield is stuck in his shoulder. Dude, the hippos are dangerous. Don't mess with the hippos. Do you see it? It got bigger. That's crazy. Now, unfortunately, we all know how this would end, but could you imagine for real watching Captain America just destroy a bunch of hippos? Now, before we get any further into today's video, these guys right here would say subscribe to the channel, because only like 12% of you guys are subscribed, and if you do, you get to watch things like this, where you're gonna get eaten by whatever this thing is. I don't know what this is or if it even moves. Look at this creation. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it doesn't move. Whoa, it doesn't move. It flings out a big, gigantic, spiked up tonsil. I mean, I don't know what you want to say. Oh, look at this. See that guy got stuck on there? Wow, this thing is a lot more interesting than I thought it was gonna be. We need to watch this again. But instead of those people, we're gonna use baby hippos. Here it comes. Oh, I missed him. There it is. Now it got somebody. Poked him in the face, but didn't reel him in, huh? Reel it in. I want to see it. Oh, there we go. I want to see it get reeled in. Oh, look at the hippo got spiked. Yeah, up in these little crazy mandible jaws of doom. Well, perhaps the other guy was better, but it's pretty cool to watch that thing come flying out. Hey, giraffes, check this thing out. I mean, this thing's incredibly amazing looking. So I think, isn't the Void Reaver? Like, the Reavers are the things from Marvel. I mean, this is like that big colossal thing, you know what I mean? It looks just like it. But isn't the Void Reaver also from like a tower defense game? Whoa, it's got a gigantic sword. Look out, giraffes. Oh, is it gonna cut up the giraffes and chop them up with that thing? Probably not. I don't know what giraffe. What? He had TNT hidden somewhere unless the giraffes somehow grew TNT and this is a new thing. I wonder what giraffe meat tastes like. You know what this game makes me always question what different meats taste like? Makes me hungry. I'm pretty sure it would be massively illegal though to to try some giraffe. Sometimes in this game I don't even know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying, Mr. Void Reaver? Hey, here's a creation that I've had for a while. It's Godzilla, but not just any Godzilla. It's SnakeZilla. Look at this thing. I forgot I had it, but it's literally a Godzilla, but it's a snake version, and he has a snake head, and he's going to eat these guys alive. Oh, he's got a flamethrower. Actually, his neck doesn't even reach. Oh, is that tempting? Does that make you even more hungry? How do you even eat? I don't want to tease the poor thing, so we'll go ahead and give him some big old Brachiosaurus to eat. Oh, he spiked it. Is he gonna eat him? He doesn't even want to open his mouth to take a bite. Oh yeah, that's right, because he swallows everything whole. He can't even eat these. They're too big for him to eat. You're not an anaconda or boa constrictor by chance, are you? What would happen if you took Captain America, but you turned him into an absolute monster? You might first ask yourself, well, what do we make him look like? And if you can't figure it out, well, just go ahead and throw a bunch of eyeballs all over him. Look at this thing. It's Captain America, but with lots of eyes. Honestly, I didn't even know you could put eyes on like that. Oh, look at the flying eye disc of doom. And look at what we have here. Multiple people spiked on one object. That's kind of a first. Who knew that putting spikes on Captain America's shield or, you know, would be so devastating? Look at the eyeballs get bigger. Would be so devastating. We gotta watch that again. Please inflate your arm again so we can watch it in slow motion. I got it. Look at the eyeballs. Literally everything actually gets bigger, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that would happen. Hey, eyeball man is pretty devastating, especially with spikes on that shield. Like I said, it makes me wonder what kind of things can you make with the shield. Oh, I had a wonderful idea. What if we do this right here? What will happen? Because I have to imagine that, oh, it didn't... Oh, is it harpooning? I can't tell if it's harpooning as he's throwing it. Throw it out and then harpoon as it's going out. Oh, it's not quite working the way I thought it would. I thought maybe throw it would harpoon and then throw him. You know, like fling him across the map. You know what's better than a normal ordinary dragon? Oh, I don't know. Maybe something like this right here. Gigantic, epic mechanized wings. An awesome face. And he's also pretty large, but does he actually move and work like a dragon? I don't think he actually does. He's just a big, gigantic beast. What's he doing with his head? Oh, this thing's pretty efficient at destroying everything around, and he's actually spiking everybody too. Oh, there goes a guy. Bye, guy. I don't know. Is it just me or is it the colors? I like the colors a lot. His head is just whipping back and forth like crazy. Speaking of gigantic kaiju dragon lookalike beasts, we got this big old thick boy. Look at this. Look at this guy's got a huge tail, some big old epic looking baby wings, little tiny hands. He doesn't need them. And this big gigantic double knife head. He's pretty awesome. Does he have lasers or anything? He's got a laser. Goodbye, Goro. Yeah, so Goros are no match for this big gigantic beast because he's just lasering the crap out of them, and he's probably gonna wind up eating some of them too. I didn't know that Goros could fly like that. I think they're all dead. Nope, there's one left. He's sitting here hiding amongst his dead brethren, thinking he's gonna blend in and it won't be seen. Sorry to tell you, he definitely saw you. Don't go towards him. You'll look around, man. Have some sense. They're dead. You're about to witness one of the most epic creations that I've ever seen in this game. Generally, when I say that, you know, like, there's a lot of epic things out there. But this thing is on a whole new level. It has one of the coolest names that I've ever heard for a creation. It's called the Colossal Tron. And look, it's a little tiny car. Isn't it wonderful? Wrong. It's not a car. It's a gigantic mechanized epic dragon snake of doom. Look at this insanity. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces to its body. And guess what? It all moves extremely well. Want to see? Watch it. Ready? It kind of goes straight at him. Here we go. And then it's got some nice little flamethrowers. Look at its body whipping back and forth in extreme epicness as it flings about, and it never actually flips over. Look at this crazy thing. There are two people who make some of the most amazing creations in this game. Unirite, which we've heard many times, and a person named Magna. Look at it curled up on itself. This creation is so awesome. Like, I'm just blown away by this thing. There's also a weaponized version, but it doesn't always work when you put it down. Sometimes it really freaks out. Oh, it's actually doing it this time. Okay, that's nice. The weaponized version has rockets and lasers and more lasers. Oh, there it goes. It's derping out on me. So we'll just use this thing and watch it again as it does its epicness. I mean, the fact that it moves the way that it does and it actually never flips over on itself is just beyond awesome. Look. It doesn't actually flip over. It just kind of keeps its head upright the whole time because of its body. You know, because of the way that the body part is, which is a car. It's all right here. Look at this thing. I love it. This new dragon is next level. Today we find out what happens when you take a dragon that's already insanely epic and mutate it into something even more amazing. Anything that's bigger and better is obviously something that I am interested in. And every one of these guys gets to experience what life is like when you encounter an insane beast. Now, this thing's called the Destroyer, and maybe you can see why. I guess I didn't realize it was really a dragon, but this is not the one I'm talking about. I wonder what's gonna happen. I think it's safe to say we're all aware of what's about to occur here. Oh, it's got lasers. They actually managed to get right up against his feet. No amount of acrobatics or flips and jumps are gonna help you guys. His head is like locked in place, and so he uses his laser, but he really is just shooting off into the distance randomly. But that's okay. When you're this big, all you have to do is kick things. Whee! There goes a helmet. I don't know where the guy went though. Yeah, it's safe to say that this battle is over. Everything is dead. It's okay there, big baby. Life's gonna work out for you someday. I see why he lost though. He's so shiny. He's covered from head to toe in baby oil. Here's the game's version of a Purosaurus. It looks pretty cool, right? Here is an accurate Purosaurus. Look at that thing. Oh, man. What you really have here is just a basic crocodile model. And here you have art. I'm pretty sure it's gonna win. Let's watch it happen. Oh, look at that mouth. He just straight up bit his face. Got him by the toes. Don't worry, you don't need that back leg anyway, okay? Oh, it's trying to do a barrel roll. Is this the Mosasaurus? Listen, devs, just take this thing that somebody made and make it the new Purosaurus model, because the old one is just a giant Floridian crocodile, alligator that's just wandering around on a golf course somewhere. Seriously though, have you ever seen those videos of those alligators on the golf courses? People say dinosaurs went extinct, and I say go watch that video and you'll see why it's not true. Hey, got him. It's over. When you think about some of the creatures that existed, the great white shark just seems so plain. I mean, he's fearsome in his own right. What type of thing has multiple layers of teeth? But when you think about ocean monsters that have existed, I bet you haven't thought of something like this. I don't even know what to say about this thing, but look at this monstrosity. He's got some kind of crazy tentacle mouth thing going on over here. This is like the thing that scientists find at the bottom of the ocean that they have never seen before, because it just randomly comes across some camera and some guy is like, what the crap was that? Anyway, let's watch him fight. Oh yeah. Will you eat him? What do you call him? I don't even know. What do you call that thing? I think I know what we could call this thing. We'll just call it the Cage of Death. The baby sharks are here because all their parents are dead and they're a little upset. I guess it's safe to say when you put this many sharks down, you're bound to get a couple of them snagged in this gigantic snaggletooths. Hey, that's an appropriate word for these things, snaggletooths. Can you imagine if you're a fisherman and you reeled in something like this? You'd lose your mind. I mean, it's safe to say, right, that this type of thing could exist and we just don't know about it, and it lives at the bottom of the ocean? Let me have my dreams, okay, you guys? I bet your nightmares have not soon forgot this thing. Can I tell you what this game needs? This game needs far larger maps. Yes, I am inside something's mouth. We need larger maps because something like this exists, and there's just not enough room for this thing. Oh, look at this green ocean floor, and oh, the water. We got a whole dino army here, and as you can see, it's being led by one of the most fearsome creatures ever. Actually, they said, "You going up there, buddy? You could lead the charge today." These guys aren't stupid. Something tells me that this whole herd is about to go extinct. It's got a laser in its mouth, which I guess I knew already, but here's the real question. Will this thing actually bite something for once? The dinosaurs have formed a pile of bodies and they're stacking on top of each other to get to the nice juicy underflesh side. Here's the great news though, turns out this thing can levitate, and so we've discovered a new dinosaur species. I can't tell if this is like a tactic that it's using or if it's just being pushed around, but the thing is just slowly swimming to the edge. We've seen some pretty epic dragons over the course of the videos. We've seen some epic things like this that might as well be a dragon. We've seen this epic thing, which is like one of my favorite creatures ever. And then we've seen things like this. This is the Dark Slayer, and today you find out what happens when they mutate this thing. It's like the guy said, hey, what happens if we take it and amplify it by 9,000? Well, you get something like this right here. Oh my goodness. And guess what we need to do? We're gonna need to actually dumb it down a little bit because it's too epic. First, I'll show it to you in its final form version. Get ready for absolute destruction and chaos. Oh, it's a light show. It's enough to make you need a new PC. Ooh, I can smell the smell of burnt components. Yeah, so everything's dead. Now I'll show it to you in its dumbed down form. I'm not too sure why there's dinosaur heads over here on these ends. Seriously, it's just so random. Like, why are there dinosaur heads all over the place? All right, there we go. I think I got all the lasers that I could. Never mind. There's apparently more lasers hidden somewhere up here. I guess if he doesn't actually have any lasers like on his body anywhere and it's just on the ground, then this probably is gonna go pretty weird here in a second. Oh no, he's got him in his hands too. Okay, good. That's I was hoping he had some in his hands. And yeah, sure enough, little lasers popped out of the middle there. It's safe to say that this thing's just a little too epic for its own good. It's pretty cool though. I haven't seen anything with like a ground effect like this before, which I really like. You know what would happen if I tried to make something like this? I would lose my mind and it would come out looking something like this. Like Bobby, or this thing, which I aptly named Crumb, or Sir Baconstein over here, who's weaponized with various things protruding out of his body in different places, or Firehead, or whatever the heck this thing is, Pickle Rick over here. So yeah, that's what I make when I try to make stuff in this game, because I'd rather make things that are super funny, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on things, because when I have in the past, they've just come out looking all weird and I've lost my mind. Although I did massively edit this thing, and I did create this other arm of this dragon, and I feel pretty successful about that. Oh, and I did massively edit this mecha dragon, which just was me putting down a bunch of random robot parts though. And I think I edited this thing too, because it wasn't as cool as it is now. Is that right? Or maybe, yeah, because I found it in my player prefabs, which means I edited it. Either way, I suck at making things in this game, and I think that's pretty obvious. I hope you enjoyed watching big giant dragon thingies, and you have a great day. Click one of the two videos that you're about to see, and thumbs up for dragons.